foundation of who they are is their normal. So telling somebody that their behavior and the way that they act is not okay is going to be really hard for them to see if that's not a part of what they saw growing up. It's not that they don't want to see that their norm is not okay. It's going to be really hard for them until you put them in that environment of what is actually normal, so that they can see that what they do, it'll be a little bit easier for them to see the difference. A lot of kids grow up with the sagging of the pants and the cussing and the fighting and I'm about that life and all of that, and they've yet to see something different consistently, and seeing that there are people of this world that don't behave that way, and it's their normal. I feel like certain parts of your life you should experience both, but there are many kids that they still stuck in that same environment, watching all of these unnormal, to a normal person's eye, it's foreign. I think putting people in a different environment at an early age gives them the best of both worlds. Like, back in the day, you used to send the kids to go live with their auntie down in Texas. You know what I mean? Or you have to go stay with your great aunt that loves the Lord, so that you can experience something outside of what you normally see. All these certain families are experiencing things that other families don't even think is normal at all. They don't even know they exist. Certain problems. This is why when people get to college and everybody, is watching how, this person doesn't clean, or this person, they always begging for money, or they are they're just having certain behaviors that, like roommates, they be like, I don't know what bro went through, but my mama and my family, this type of stuff wasn't going in our house. Well, it's because they have no idea about the environment that you grew up in. They have no clue. This is why it's important to just show love at all times, so that when you come across somebody who has experienced things different than you, you're more understanding. You give grace, mercy, and you provide some comfort to explain to them, you know what? I understand why you like this, but I just kind of want to give you a different point of view. Not saying that person is right, but saying, instead of just saying I'm wrong, how about we come together, explain our vision of what we saw and what we see and what things look like to us in either that moment, that situation, or whatever, and let's come to a grounds of, I've never experienced that before. I don't know what that feels like. But not just pushing it off like, man, I don't care, I ain't changing, I ain't doing nothing different. I don't care how you grew up. I didn't grow up like that, and I ain't changing for nobody. Instead of doing that, how about you intake it, okay? And maybe try to see it from a different point of view. And I feel like these days, the lack of communication and opening your mouth to express something, instead of just saying, you know what, if this is how they want to treat me, forget them. Well, why forget them? Instead of, okay, let me see, okay, because they strongly feel this way. I need to figure out if I can see things from their eyes. maybe we can sit down and have a conversation and get deeper into it. But these days, people just don't care anymore. Where is the village? You need to care. And I remember having conversations with my father growing up, and he would be going through stuff at work. And, I was at a point in my life, and I'm like, Daddy, those people don't care. I understand, this happened or that happened or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, Daddy, you thinking too deep into it. They went home and they had a party. They don't, like, whatever they said to you or did to you or whatever happened, they don't care. So don't put too much energy into it. And I didn't really get into it enough to tell him, like, Daddy, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care. And I'm not saying that what, you're going through doesn't matter. What I'm saying is the party that you are dealing with, that person, whatever they got going on, they're not ready for a real conversation. So don't take away from your day and being positive and being the person that you are, because right now in that moment, that person is not open for it to matter enough for them to deal with the situation or come to some kind of a human understanding. Anyway, I'm not going to go into work, but I just thought, it's so many people in this world that a small conversation or just trying to find out more about a person on why they are the way that they are could save so many divorces and relationships that just didn't need to be broken. Anyway, have a good day, y'all.